I like when we start at the different elevations.
Yes.
Or is it aggravations?
Aggravations.
Different aggravations.
Yes.
Welcome, Victoria, to another exciting episode.
I feel it real fun for all.
Look at her go.
On there, I think is it the 12th of June? Let me just check.
Wouldn't we love to know?
14th of June.
I told you, time flies.
Wow, when did that happen?
Well, and it's 4 minutes after the top of the hour.
14th of June, 2024. And it's your manifesting questions answered live.
Well, we've already discussed this. She doesn't go shopping. Right? I do 99% of the shopping because when she goes in, she goes, "What do you mean eggs aren't 25 cents a dozen?"
Well, you did tell me about the price of coffee this morning.
Yeah,
that we paid in 2018 compared to now or something.
So when we got it at half price in 7 years ago,
yes,
right, it was $18 a kilo. And now it's at half price. It's usually $20 to $22 a kilo.
Right.
And everybody's going nuts, right? It's the end of the world, that everything's doubled in price. All right. I ate whatever. Lisa and LaRock, welcome to the show.
Hello,
so we got a
Colby.
special show today, Colby and Lisa.
Yes.
And it's the organ donor episode.
Organ donor.
Jesse, welcome to the show. Darkery,
Right.
welcome to the show.
Okay.
All right. Look into my eyes.
Be a donor of your eyes.
We'll find out.
They're organs, I guess.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tune a fish,
Keep
but you
him
can't
out.
tune a piano.
Okay.
Or is it the other way around? Well, I could tune a fish, right? But I can't tune a piano. Anyway, talking about organs, music.
Yes.
Joinremarkable.com. It's the ongoing emergent adventure of you.
Yes.
And you get all kind of cool shit when you're a member, and when you're not a member, you don't.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a lot of fun. Apparently, Jesse's going to surprise us twice this week. Not anymore. You're a regular now. No big deal. It's like being married. Anyway, yep. I know you'll be here when I get home.
Right.
Right. So we did Join Remarkable, NevilleGoddardStore.com. Lots of cool shit. We have had some amazing live calls this year because maybe you've noticed I'm different and is better than better. And besides that,
Different is better than better.
that's
Yes.
right. I'm different is better than better.
Yes.
And look at
For
that.
refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
All right, let's do it, Victoria.
All right.
All right.
So,
By the way, if y'all would share the show, poke some people and stuff, Facebook is really doing a dicky job.
Yes,
Which
so-
means if this shit keeps up, I ain't going to do the show. Right? We'll go to YouTube or something or Instagram.
Yeah.
Because it's not that it ain't worth doing it for 5 people. It's that I really want to have impact. So this is where I just get a little bitchy, which means I'll keep doing the show. But
Yes.
we'll mention something
we
different.
prefer it when he's not bitchy.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, look into my eyes.
Okay.
So, Victoria.
So the first question today is from Shelly in the Law of Attraction by Neville Goddard Group. My mum is sick.
Now, by the way, I skipped Shelley's question entirely and changed her name. So
it's nothing to do really with Shelly.
oh, yeah, it does, because we got some dialogue going back, and I want to nail
okay.
some shit, which is really good. And I did
All
put the
right.
coffee game one in. Damn it. All right, that's
We
okay.
can
We're running
remember
tight.
that.
Now we're running tight on time. So
Okay,
I
so
got 2 o'clock
TT
today.
asks, what do you want to change exactly?
So the situation is mom's sick.
I'd love to help. Yes.
I got it. And my question is, what do you want to change exactly? What do you want to be different? Right? Let's keep going.
Shelley responds, I want her to be happy, fit, youthful and independent, rather than being dependent, sick and bedridden.
Cool. Now, here's what's cool. You can be the blessing. Here's what's also cool. She can refuse it. And Neville has some really unique bits here with no one to change but self.
Yeah.
So, in other words, when I imagine lovely for Aunt Betty, I keep imagining lovely for Aunt Betty. But whenever she's not in a lovely state, I don't answer the phone. Have I? Ever?
But you still imagine
I still
lovely
imagine
for
lovingly,
her. Yeah.
right? But I
Yeah.
don't answer the phone. It's like I have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So, let us continue.
Okay. TT asks, so what would be different for you if that were true?
Notice we're getting back to the whole cool bit here. The cool bit being no one to change but self. So if I'm imagining lovely for my friend Jesse, Jesse, who's a regular, why would I imagine lovingly for him? He just shows up all the time, right? So if I were to imagine lovingly for Jesse, Okay? What I'm going to do is change my experience. Right? Continue.
And Shelley responds, I would be relaxed and happy.
Okay, so I could be relaxed and happy when Jesse shows up on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah. But by the way, that's a great beginning. But that's just an emotion and a sensation. You got it? There's more to this than an emotion and a sensation. Stephanie, welcome to the show. All right.
So, TTR, so what would you do differently in your day? We've got to make this 3D if you want it in 3D.
So I commented someplace else because I'm not a fan of ridiculous scenes. Ridiculous scenes to me feel ridiculous even though they might be fun. Right? So what I'm a fan of is what would actually be different in your day. And here's the cool thing. It's not just about what you would physically be doing. What was my question?
What do you want to what would be different for you if that were true?
Right. So
or what would you do differently in your day?
So when we explore those, right? So this has to do with thinking, emotions, sensations, physical activities, all kind of stuff, right? So what would you do differently in your day? How would your day be different if mom was doing great? Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing. If you were out so let's say you go partying with your friends every night and you're home at 6:30 because you're worried about mom. If you were, if that were true, that could be 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, and you wouldn't be worried about going home. Why would you be worried about going home? Right? Mom's doing her thing. And this is the thing. You get to find out where would your life be different. When I talk about the coffee game, this is why we made up the coffee game. This is why that pack is so powerful. Because in the coffee game recording, what we bring up is, look, you're doing something before your wish is fulfilled. What is there something that you do before your wish is fulfilled right now that you will be doing after your wish is fulfilled later?
Different.
Yeah, and how will it be different?
Got you. Yeah.
So that one sip of coffee, if we change it in the world of content, it's instead of having 7-Eleven coffee, I'm having my coffee. On the other hand, when I had a job and I was doing 7-Eleven coffee, with one sip of that 7-Eleven coffee, I'm already thinking about that asshole boss of mine. Right? On the other hand, when I'm having one sip of my coffee in my chair, listening to traffic instead of being traffic, again, I'm talking about differences here that are very powerful and real. Often I'm going, Victoria!
Yes.
And I have something I want to share with her. Or I'm typing to you guys, Andrew Villanueva, right? Or Christopher. So I end up typing to you guys. So I'm not, with one sip of coffee, and I'm going, great, Andrew, got it. Right? Look into my eyes. Right? So it's like, wow. So that one sip of coffee I would have before my wish is fulfilled in my car, 7-Eleven, thinking about Daniel Farkas. And hey, I'll call him what he is. He's a fartcast, right?
Okay. Yes.
That was the last time I saw the man. But anyway, right? So on the other hand,
that one sip of coffee. So
or the imagined sip of coffee. Well, you know what? If I had my shit together and my life was rolling, and I had one sip of coffee, I'd probably be thinking about a cool client or someone that I love while I'm sipping it. That's your imaginal experience. That's your scene. And what does that imply? My business is going great. I don't need a job. I'm psychologically unemployable. Oh, I love it. So this is where we get to play. Let it be about you, because it already is. And what would it be about you that would be different if your wish were fulfilled? And if you got gold from this, go get the coffee game pack at NevilleGoddardStore.com. We dive deep there. This is only a few minutes. We're 10 minutes into the show. On Victoria Time, we're 8 minutes into the show. Right? So, and that goes into a lot more detail in that. So, I digress.
Cool.
I am so damn good at digressing. Back when my experience when I had a job was to never digress, to get to the point, to always be right? And that doesn't work in my life, right? It worked for a job, but for me to actually do what I enjoy doing and do it in a way that's enjoyable, I get to digress a lot.
A lot.
Imagine that.
Yes.
Anyway, look into my eyes.
I digress.
Love you, Darkery. Virginia, welcome to the show.
Okay.
All right.
All right, cool. So that was from Shelly.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your question, Shelly.
Yes.
Apparently it wasn't your real name, but you'll get it.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Unless Shelly doesn't speak any English. That would really blow, wouldn't it?
Well,
But somebody else would get the blessing.
yeah, you
Right.
can always run Translate in Google or something.
I can't.
She can.
True.
Hey, whoever it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. By the way, we got this lovely email this morning, and this lady just said how like she found our videos and loves you and the way we dance. So
Nice.
cool. Oh, look at
Okay, so the next
Chris.
question. Yeah, I know he's already ripped the. I just noticed from yesterday.
Bruce. All right. No.
This dog.
What?
He keeps ripping the bedding.
Well, he's fucking the pillow, and
He can't help it.
yeah. Where do you learn that
Hold
from?
it down. Hold her down. Right.
All right.
The next question's from Dollarless Donny, living in the dungeon. Of course, there's going to be all this.
I love alliteration.
Alliteration.
We were watching a show last night. I forget which one it was, but they had some alliteration in it, and I just giggled like a 12-year-old pregnant schoolgirl with red hair.
So Dollarless Donny asks, since money isn't real, and he says, since money isn't real,
All right. Hey.
Leave that. Oh,
Yeah, that's
he
the
feels
wrath
bad
of
now.
God. You don't got to feel bad. You just got to, like, quit
Yeah.
treating, that pillow like.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
That's
Dollarless
right.
Donny.
All right, so.
Since money isn't real. Wow, something happened.
All right.
Lost the power.
You have to check the power, if you would. I'll tell you another light. Hey, it's back.
Weird.
Jesus.
All right.
All right, there we go. All right, so Dollarless Donny and I have been going back and forth. I told him this would be on the show. It ended up in a podcast that hasn't been released yet, the book that hasn't been released yet, and the show, because this is really good.
And he really lives in a dungeon?
Well, he lives in Mommy's basement.
In the dungeon. Oh, in Mummy's basement.
Yeah, and we're talking about
how
this.
old
We're
is
having
he?
fun.
Is this the person that's 40 years old?
No, Donnie, I think, was early 30s. I'm thinking 30,
right,
33,
okay.
35. It was an odd number.
Yes.
But I love Donnie, right?
Yes.
So we're having some chat back and forth. And so, but it all began with him emailing me saying, since money isn't real. And to me, when I get those setups, I love them. So it's like, let's pretend Victoria and I are on our first date. Can we do that? Right, imagine this. We're on a first date.
Yeah.
And of course I turned to Victoria and I said, hey, since you're gonna sleep with me later, we might as well kiss now.
It's very presumptuous of you.
Yeah, exactly. It's very preposterous of me and prepositional and everything, right? But since money isn't real, so part of me just goes, oh, Donnie. We're going to have so much fun with this, right?
Yes.
So I got some notes here. So Donnie is asserting money is an illusion, right? I just love when there's confusion about stuff like that. Donnie wants to be a coach. All right. He's read about coaching, right? So thinks it's a good idea. Mm-hmm. Donnie wants to be a coach who doesn't charge a lot of money, right? Because people work hard for their money. He tells me this, right? So money is an illusion. People work hard for their illusion. He doesn't want to charge much illusion, and he lives in Mommy's basement and doesn't have a coaching practice, right? and so we explore the irony of it all. And he gets, I'm not poking at him. I'm poking at, in other words, I'm asking him to take a shower and shower the shit off. Because as long as he behaves as if, which means believes as if, and in other words, making up shit as he goes along, that money isn't real, right? How can he possibly get it? And by the way, so the other thing that showed up either in the book or the podcast that neither have been released yet is the whole thing of like, so I actually have law of attraction love coaches reach out to me, and I love them. They get I do. But they reach out to me because they tend to run into problems with their special people, right? And I don't know why they think it's safe to reach out to me, because it's not, right?
Yes.
But I say, look, let me ask you a couple questions. So I'll spend 5 minutes looking at them on the Insta things or Triscuits, whatever the fuck they're called.
Triscuits.
TikToks, right? So I'll watch them on the Triscuit.
Yes.
And I go, all right. So this is entertainment for me. So I ask a couple questions. Look, do you honestly believe that they don't have free will? Do you honestly believe they don't exist? Because you're telling me that there's someone in your reality that doesn't really exist, that doesn't have free will, that isn't doing what you want them to do. In other words, they're not treating you really lovely. And it's because you're not noticing that you are love. and noticing that they are too, and noticing that they're real. You want a real relationship? Something real has to relate to something else that's real. You want a hypothetical relationship? Yeah, people tell me, oh, well, people are having problems. Oh, which people? Oh, people who have problems. That's right. So is this hypothetical or real? It's real. Well, have them really talk to me. There's just, it's because I don't perceive people as problems. People who perceive themselves as having problems tend to perceive themselves as problems. I experience people as possibilities. So we can possibly dance. Zara, welcome to the show. I guess Ashley's here. Cool. Ashley, welcome to the show. So instead of experiencing, I have a problem with people, and people have problems, and I have a problem with people who have problems, I just notice we can actually dance and have some fun and engage possibility.
So just to clarify,
yes,
because Dollarless Donny,
thank you. I was going to say you have to complete that whole sentence.
He hasn't. He asserts, and I hear that money isn't real.
Yes.
And then you've put he wants to be a coach, and he doesn't want to charge a lot of money because people work hard for their money.
Right.
I mean, I hear loads of assumptions in there, like he's whatever.
Yeah, people work hard for stuff that doesn't exist.
Does he care then? Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe that's all he wants to do all his life.
Is fantasize?
No, become a coach that doesn't charge much money because people work hard for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
was there a complaint before all of this that I can't afford to live or something?
Oh, no, he wants to be a coach, and nobody's listening to him. Right. Except for me. I'm like, all right, Donnie, let's dance. In other words, what I want him to do. So if we're going to have a relationship, a virtual noun, we get to convert it back to a verb, which is really what it is. It's called a relating. You get every time we do a show, we're relating to each other. Yeah. Sometimes better than others.
Way or another.
Yeah, sometimes. Some of y'all are in the this is so complicated challenge. Right? Some days this is so complicated.
That's from the Remarkable You guys.
Yes. Sometimes.
Oh, no, it's from the email challenge. Sorry.
Yes. Sometimes it's even more complicated.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, but if money's not real and relationship requires relating, how can you possibly relate to money? And so I'll go into one more little thing, then we'll keep going. Ready? From what I can tell, money is speed. And I've talked about this a lot. I think we did it on the last show or the show before that. The whole thing of like, if I wanted a snazzy hat and Mark Dockery had a snazzy hat, and I said, well, what do you want for your snazzy hat? Mark Dockery says a goat. I go, all right, I got to go find a goat. And I go find a goat, and the person with the goat wants a dog. I got to find a dog, not my dog. So I'll steal neighbor Ron's dog, right? His dog ain't worth all that much to me. So I steal neighbor Ron's dog, and I take it to him, and I go to jail. And to get out of jail, what do I need to do? Who the hell knows, right? I got to do something. Versus money makes it easy because money is speed. If Virginia wanted to sell me a cookie, I'm going to assume, you just put up David Bowie, Let's Dance. I don't know why, but that's cool.
Because
Got it.
Let's Dance.
Right. So if I wanted David Bowie to come visit us, and I called him up and said, David, right, how much? And he said, 10 goats. Good Lord, how many dogs do I got to steal to get 10 goats, right? By the time I get out of prison, he may be able to swim across the ocean and get here, right? This is so complicated, right? Versus when we start dropping confusion and illusion, we get to actually go, you know what? Money is speed. How do I know? David Bowie's dead. Is this one of those Paul McCartney things? Right? Remember when Paul was dead? They played Tipper Gore, Vice President's wife of the United States, played records backwards to prove Paul McCartney was dead.
You said about this
or that backward masking was going to make you smoke dope. Yeah. I don't get it. But,
okay.
So let's continue. That was fun. Hey, Lisa's laughing. So at least one of the persons relating to me today. Dennis is still here. All right.
All right.
But I seem to digress.
I'm slowly sinking further and further down, but
that's the nature of the couch. Yeah.
Okay. So
I can lower the.
Thank you, Dollarless Donny, that's living in the dungeon.
That's right.
Question.
That's right. Cool.
All right.
Keep emailing me, Donnie. I'm having a blast with you. Like you're
Is that his real name?
Yeah, like a redheaded stepchild. But anyway, Donnie gets it. We're having some.
Blast with you,
yeah.
like a redheaded stepchild.
Yeah. He gets I'm not insulting him. That's the fun thing. He gets that we're dancing, right? Because a lot of people with a problem. There's people, they got problems. And the problems that the people have, or they're, right, Donny reached out. He's playing with possibility. So I'm having some fun, and so is he. Cool. And hopefully somebody out there is too. Mark Dockery. Hoo-ha. All right. David is on his next adventure. Well, you guys. I tell you what, this is where I get my news. Like, Ashley, Lynn, you're right.
Sort of old news, babe. Anyway, hop down. Can't get up.
Anyway,
right.
All right.
The next question is from Louis in the Law of Attraction by Neville Goddard Group on Facebook. Dealing with depression.
Yes.
So, sorry, I will continue in 1 second, but you're calling it the organ donor episode or something? And I haven't heard anything yet about donating organs.
I'm 58 years old, right? I'm sitting in the parking lot of Dan Murphy's, the bottle shop. And we will continue in just a moment.
Okay.
Look into my eyes.
All right. And Louis asks, any advice on dealing with depression?
Cool. I'm going to toss a couple things in here. Any advice dealing with depression? What I'm not hearing is you. I have a question. I am depressed. I don't get you're showing up here. Any advice for dealing with depression? It's all out there and it's all fuzzy. It's revealed by the language. One thing I notice is when I've talked with people who tell me they have depression, often they're very sad or angry or fearful about something, but they distance themselves from their emotions, right? Because that feels safe. The problem is when they distance themselves from their emotions, they're distancing themselves from everything. So if you and I were doing a one-on-one, I'd say, Louis, what desires do you got? What do you want? Well, I've thought about that. And, well, I don't know. I've been depressed now. And they get lost because they're distant. Right? Distance is always a defense. It's a defense against something. Anger, sadness, something that would actually involve expression and movement. So I'm not good at dealing with depression. What I'm really good at is helping people notice that they actually have desires, and let's approach them. Right? How do we approach them? With everything that we teach. So any advice for dealing with depression, I need something out there called advice so that I can deal with depression, something out there. Versus, you know what, I'm numb. I'm numb and it pisses me off. I'm numb, and when I was 3 years old, this happened.
So you totally sold the pearl, really, making that the excuse.
Yeah, putting everything out there.
Is
right.
Yeah, got you.
Versus it's time to experience. Good, bad, and indifferent.
Even if it's angry.
Yeah, even if it's angry. Because one of the things I love about Neville's work, it's not all unicorns and rainbows.
No.
He'll talk about good, bad, and indifferent. Well, guess what? Well, your day is full of good, bad, and indifferent. Just is. Right? Your ratios can change wildly depending upon how you choose to experience everything. I texted a friend the other night, and I said, when I learned to take very little personally, what someone says, what someone does, what's important is how am I taking it? So I could eat soup with a fork. I could try to eat soup with a knife, right? It just ain't going to work. It's how I'm taking it. On the other hand, I get to just notice, right? You go, where do I choose to live from now? More on that. I think that's pretty good. Louis, if you haven't done howtofeelitreal.com, sign up for those. 7 free emails. Yep. Yeah. And here's the thing. Yeah, I've seen a lot of free emails. I mean, I probably won't get around to them. This is like oxygen. This is not like Christmas dinner. Christmas dinner comes once a year, and I always like Christmas lunch at Denny's. Right? It was just you could always find a Denny's or a Chinese food place that was open on Christmas. Right? That was always fun for me. But that was once a year. This is like oxygen. Your life depends on it. So, Andrew Villanueva, tomorrow, Friday, are y'all having a live show or till Monday? Wow. Andrew Villanueva, that was creative.
It will be your Monday, our Tuesday, the next
live show. Oh, wow.
But you're here now.
Yeah, but you're here now. This one's live, Andrew Villanueva. So.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Excellent, Louis. So thank you very much for your question.
All right.
And the last question.
By the way, Louis is going to be tempted to do this. Well, you didn't address my question. Right? That made no sense to me. It didn't address my question. It addressed you. The question is the question. The problem with the question is the question creates a problem. Anything... How about some tips to deal with depression?
Yeah, any advice on dealing with depression?
Yeah, I'm not into advice, right? If you were bleeding out, I wouldn't say, well, let me give you some advice. You know,
Let's get a tourniquet.
Yeah, tourniquet.
Or whatever. Yes.
I love the French way of saying things. Froch. Yeah. French fries. Anyway, we call them chips.
Cool.
Look at that.
So that's good for Louis?
I think that's good for Louis. It's good for me.
Okay.
All right.
And the last question today is from our remarkable Lisa Ann LaRock.
Lisa Ann LaRock.
Shall we dance?
Yes.
And some people still say dance, but I say dance.
Dance. That's right.
So Lisa asks, hello 20 in Victoria. I'm curious.
Me too.
Whether it is in a comment thread, podcast, or live call, I expect to be invited by you to dance. This invitation to dance with you and all of life, along with your unflagging, seemingly effortless ability to love, is what comes to mind when I think of you, not a particular program or saying. I expect there would be no dance without love. Is there a particular moment where love imprinted itself upon you, and when did you meet dance?
Wow. So today I'm in Dan Murphy's parking lot. I was there about sometime in the past week doing a 2-minute chat with Beth, who's not like the rest, and Luke.
Yes.
And we actually went in and had a blast. We danced with the gorgeous Olivia. I bought Victoria wine, me whiskey, and it was just lovely. So, from what I can tell, what we are is dance. We came here to dance. What we are is love, and we came here to dance.
Yeah, I think that's...
So I'm back in the same parking lot today. And there they go. And I'm listening to My Father's Eyes. I believe it's by Eric Clapton. And I chose a long time ago not to have kids. My life was screwy. I got a vasectomy. Yeah, end of the line. My dad's the last one before me. I'm the last one through him. I'm an only child. That's the end of that lineage. Done. So I got Lisa's question this morning, and I went shopping. Danced with a lot of people, employees, strangers, a lady that's putting her cat down. But we had a dance. It helped her. Right? We didn't make fun of anything. And there was no distraction. I'm not a fan of distraction at all. I'm a lovely fan of dance. So I'm listening to Eric Clapton. I love music. And he's singing this song. And I think about my father's eyes. I've been told I have my father's eyes. I plan on being around for a while. And I've never been an organ donor. I've had no interest in it. Way back in the old days, there was the conspiracy of, they're going to let you die or harvest your organs, right? Yeah. I grew up in Pennsylvania, right? Yeah, the home of all kind of fun shit. And I thought, fuck. I mean, like, I want him to really try to save me instead of harvest me, right? Oh, Nancy, thanks. And so I'm sitting in Dan Murphy's parking lot, listening to this song, telling the puppies I'll be right back. And I realized I want to become an organ donor. I'd like someone to have my father's eyes. I've never entertained that possibility before. If you would have told me 4 hours ago that I would be entertaining being an organ donor, and I say I'm not yet because I haven't downloaded any forms or signed any papers or anything. I don't know how you do that. But if you would have told me 4 hours ago that there was a 90% probability that I would become an organ donor, I'd say you're nuts, right? And so here I am. A song pops up out of the blue. In a beginning, and an ending happens. I'm no longer not donating my eyes. I would love for someone to have my dad's eyes. And so there was a time way back in Pennsylvania, and I had an experience and realized what I am is love. And that's what you are. And I told my wife at the time, and she was horrified because she got that love wasn't something to be rationed out. It wasn't an emotion. It wasn't a story. Love is what we are. That's what I got, right? And she got that as horrifyingly terrifying because, like, the manipulation was over. And this is from a long, long time ago. And so there were events like that. It's been an ongoing emergent of discovering in any moment I've got a choice to defend or dance. I remember exercising. I was working out with my friend Perry Culver, and he's like an 8th degree black belt in Shotokan or something now. And everything clicked. My whole purpose when training was to hit him, but it was all a dance. It was never to hurt him, and it was never to be not hurt by him. As a martial artist, my whole purpose was to just and it became so effortless. And we just laughed and laughed and laughed. So I really, it seems as if my mission here, my current understanding of it, is to invite people to notice what they are so they can came here what they came here to do. And of course that can include all sorts of toys and fun and all that dandy stuff, puppies, cars, whatever. But as far as I can tell, when you are really exploring from noticing what you are, love, you can't help but want to dance with everyone. Can't help it. And it also goes back to all the other questions. I can't help with depression. I can't help with anything. I can say, hey, join remarkable.com. Join us on the live call tomorrow. I don't give a shit what I appear to be talking about. What I appear to be talking about is important in that moment, and it's the call, whether it's a one-on-one or a group. But what's really important, can I invite you to notice that you're something beyond your thinking and your emotions and your reactions? And can I invite you to a devotional experience? Your turn. By the way, we had a chat this morning because I got Lisa's message. Yeah. And, wow, I have a mentor who describes me as love. He says, ever since I first met you, this is decades ago, when I came here, my sister-in-law picked me up at the airport. She wasn't my sister-in-law at the time. And she sent her a message basically saying something like, he's pure love. I would have never described me as that at that point. I'm sure I was. But I would have said, oh, he's clever and cute.
You couldn't be clever.
Anyway, clever is not a compliment in Australia, by the way. Anyway, what do you reckon?
I think I've noticed, so one of the questions was, is there a particular moment where love imprinted itself upon you? I feel like more it's, I feel the same, but for all of us, that we are always love. And
Yep.
if anything, it's the opposite.
Yeah, nicely put.
So that the unlove imprints on me, like when I move into that state, and it just but I feel we're all love.
Which is interesting because my opposite was the love that we are imprints on everything. And when we lose sight of what we are,
It's a bit unlovely.
what a bugger.
Yeah.
I wonder if they know what bugger means.
And I do know there's a number of times I love when it's a dance, but I know oftentimes I'll be in a state of doing different actions in love, but it's not a dance. Do you know what I mean? Like I tend to think of a dance, which it doesn't have to be, but when there's other people involved, when there's another human there or something, or even my puppy dogs, then it becomes a dance. But when, I don't know, when I'm on my own doing something, it will, I could definitely act out of love, love, but it doesn't bring on the dance until,
I notice doing something for later is an exercise.
Doing something for later is an exercise.
Yes. So I go to the gym 3 times a week. So far, I've never exercised there. I go there and I enjoy exploring every movement. So I do my 10 reps, do my 10 reps, do my 10 reps, do my 10 reps. But I'm exploring every one. And the machine says I'm gaining a chicken leg of muscle a day. Pretty cool. I eat a lot of muscle, so I gain a lot of muscle, right? But so far, I've never exercised at the gym. The day I joined the gym was the day that swimming became exercise.
Yeah.
I'm going to swim to make something happen.
Yeah.
Versus I'm swimming to swim and I'm enjoying my 40 laps, my 1 kilometer.
Yeah. Whereas it was definitely unenjoyable when it's winter and it's a cold.
Yeah, it was cold outside, it was cold inside, and it just became an exercise, work.
Yeah.
Versus smash, right? So I noticed doing something now for a reward later. It takes out the dance. Versus like radio, I'm going to send out this email. Hey, join us on the money call tomorrow. Right now, if I send out the email, because it's like, wow, I want to get 3 more people. So if I send out the email, if I word it this way, if I get this to happen, it all becomes work and drudgery, and I hate
Exercise, yeah.
Right. On the other hand, it's like, fuck it. Right. I'm just gonna send this out for fun. I'm gonna notice I've got energy. I could label it as terror. I've got shit going on. I could label it as important step by step. Or you just say, oh, fuck it, man. Right. If they want to join, they'll join. If not, that's okay too. I'm gonna have fun either way. And so will they. Sneaky crass commercial. So, anyway, when did I meet dance? I think dance is something we get to meet with every heartbeat. I would consider that, is it AFib or DFib? Maybe it's any diagnostic thing with a fib in it. Not good. When the heart dances, bum, 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 bum. It's very dancey. When it's all right, clusterfucky.
Yeah.
So I suspect dance gets to be met with every heartbeat. So.
Never heard of AFib, and I've heard of a defibrillator, but
Yeah. Oh, I think a defib is for when someone has AFib. I get so confused. It's been so long.
It's like medical terminology.
Yeah, when the heart ain't doing what the heart's supposed to be doing. When the heart is doing what happens at a typical family incident.
Oh, I know those. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay. There's this thing called conversation, and we ain't having it. Yeah, not family. This is just a general family thing, not
specific.
Yeah, not yours, but everyone's. Anyway, all right,
Okay.
cool.
Excellent.
Virginia, the rhythm of life. Nice.
All right. So thank you so much, Lisa, for your question. What we'd like to know is tell us what was your hashtag strawberry bit.
All right.
And mine was your story about the organ donor. Becoming an organ donor.
I didn't tell her.
And the love of your dad's eyes. It's just beautiful.
Do you know how, here's a dance. I walk in the door, and I want to tell her. And I also don't want to not tell her. Because I don't know how she might or might not react. And I want to share it with my best friend. But I also don't want to just shock her on the show. But I also get this needs to be unveiled. What was his name? He played Christopher Reeves. He was in that movie with that lovely one. Oh, she's so beautiful. And
Christopher Reeves,
Forever
Superman,
in Time or something like that.
All right.
And there's a point.
Oh, yes.
There's a point where he sees her painting. Not her painting, but a painting of her. And his reaction to it is just glorious. So there's this post on Facebook going around right now. He never saw the painting until that scene. Because he wanted Somewhere in Time. That's it. Thank you. It's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful movies ever. And so in this movie, Somewhere in Time, he sees her painting. He actually, Reeves, sees the painting for the first time in his life. And they captured his real reaction on film. Devotion. Not craving. Devotion. So, I didn't tell her. I wanted to tell her. And I also wanted her to hear it with you guys. So the dance would be what the dance could be. Not just our dance and then me bringing it up again on the show, but a dance that we all got to share in together. When it comes to the dance, there is a dance of me. There's a dance when I am with thee. There's a dance when we all do what we all do. And it involves immense trust that doesn't have a lot of fear. Immense trust. So trusting that it would show up right in the show, trusting that it would show up right with us and you, allows it to be straight from the heart. So.
Nice.
I love doing these shows. I'd love to see 140 people here. That's where I'm playing. Whether they're on Facebook or elsewhere, we'll get to find out. I'd like to see 14,000 people. Because this stuff really is worth exploring and sharing. There's a dance right there. So, Victoria, let's tell them.
So, go to joinremarkable.com.
That's one word, joinremarkable.com.
Well, you had a few references to NevilleGoddardStore.com for the coffee game.
For stuff.
And there were other things.
Yes.
But yeah. And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
Love y'all. Love you, Victoria.
Love you, babe.
And I love my father's eyes. See ya.
See ya.